So in the previous videos, you've learned to log in, you understand the back end of your website. Today, I'm going to show you how to edit your front page. So when you log in, you'll just hover over pages, click on all pages, it will load up. Then you'll see here, Bellevue KZN front page. That is your front page of your website. So now we can go edit, which will take you just to the back end of that page. What we want to do is we want to click edit with Elementor, but now I always right click and open it in a different tab. This way is that we can stay here on this end and we can be presented with the page builder here. Okay, so now the beauty of Elementor is that once you understand Elementor, it's the same thing throughout every single page. It's the same way to load a gallery. It's the same way to add text. It's the same way to add colors, do backgrounds. Everything's exactly the same. So when you get the grasp of your front page, editing any of the other pages like the contact or anything like, where's the eco park down here, the eco park, you'll see that it's exactly the same. So what we'll do is that, just give you a rundown. This is your banner, a front banner. Now we've got, as you can see here, we've got a little blue little toggle with 3 options where we can go plus, add section, edit section, or delete. And then within there, we've got a column. So this is a row, and on your right hand side here, you can actually see this is a section and then there's a column. If I click on the column, we get little the settings for this column. We've got the layout, we've got the style, we've got the advanced. If I click on the anywhere, like say on these blue toggles here, I get the setting for that row. If I click on the wording, I get the content, the style, and the advanced here. So now there's 2 ways we can edit the wording. We can edit it by just clicking here and going, welcome Sally, just like that, okay? Or on the left hand side, we can find it here and just delete Sally. Okay, that's the benefit of it. If you wanted to change the color, you click on style, text color, and there you are. You can change the color just by dragging a little finger around. Then you've got your typography. The default, the family is default. Leave it like that. There's your sizing. So we got it on 50. We can make it as big as we want. Okay, let's put it back here. Then we've got the weight, and we've got the transform. So there's a couple of settings that you can play around with. Okay, now you've done how to edit the name and get the understanding. Let's try to change the background. So now you'll come to these little 6 little dots here. You'll click on it and you'll go style, and there's the background there. So you'll click choose image, and we can just choose this one if we want. Now the image has changed, as you can see. Obviously we don't want that, so let's refresh the page and go reload, which will reload. So the beauty of that is I've made the change and gone, oh, that doesn't look that nice, but now I can just reload the page, and as you can see, it's come back because we never saved it, which is fantastic. All right, so if we scroll down a bit here, we've got another row, as you can see here, and we have 2 columns. Difference with this column is that when we hover over it becomes green. So you'd click on the column here, you'd go to style, you would see the purple there, but it's on normal. Then you go to hover, and there you go to green. Okay, same applies for the buttons. If we click on the button, there's the button background color here. There's the hover. If we wanted to change the wording on the button, there's the link that we would paste it in. Okay, and then there's the text. So if we can, hello, as you can see, it types in like that. Okay, same thing applies here. Here's this column here. We text the heading. Here's a text writer. Click on that function there. Now you've got all the different ways of doing it, all the different options. However, I would normally let this just write text and then work everything under style, because then you're working with the main page builder. If you had to do, let's just show you this one here. Let's just centerize this word here. If we had to put it in the center and then click text, you see now we've got this text here, which is what we don't want. So we'll delete that and we'll delete this. And now it's gone back to text. Okay, so if you ever want to centerize something, rather go to style, typography, apologies, alignment, and there it is there. Now that would assign it, but it won't add any unnecessary bloated code to it. If we scroll down a little bit, this function here is exactly the same as the very first banner. Click there, we've just now got a height thing. See, just like that. So I'll make that 450. There we go. Okay, we click on style, there's the background there. Some background overlay if you want. So I chose black, I prefer black, and then we just play with this. Okay, click the column, got your settings, or you use there. So now this section here, this little bracket of coding, if I had to remove it, as you can see, everything goes on one line. So that is what we call a break setting. So if you wanted, remember this section and then just copy and paste that in. Okay, scroll down here, again same thing applies. This is the beauty of it, is that once you start getting used to Elementor, it's actually quite fun to use. This section here is your properties. If we click on them, now you've got a new widget, is what we call them. So now we can make it show 4. There we go, but it goes into a different line, so that's what, or we can go to 6. You see, now you're showing 6. Okay, the ordering is random. Okay, so that's how it will operate for your property. All the changes I've made here, I will not be changing them. I will not be saving it, so it will revert back. So don't be alarmed if it looks different when you log in. If we scroll down again, same thing here. There's that there. We can maybe make this 400. There you go, you see more of the image now. Click here, we've got no code in there. Again, it's the same thing. All the way down. When you starting to get into the swing of things, we'll make this one 400 too. Oh, you see now I've gone and deleted it by mistake. So now on my Mac, I'm going to go Command Z. On your computer, you'll go Control Z, which is undo. And as you can see, it's come straight back. So I'll make that 400. There we go. Scroll down, there's the bottom of your website there. So now let's say you say, okay, great, that's great, Darren, thanks for that, but now I want to add something to my website. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click these little button, little Rubik's Cube. As you can see, we've got all of these functions here. Okay, so let's scroll to the bottom. Here we are. So now we've got an option, what we can do, which is the option I normally use if I'm going to do a gallery, for example, is I will type in here gallery. Okay, now I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 galleries. These are different ones that we could use. Right, we'll just go for the basic one. So I'll click on gallery and I'll drag it into the bottom here. If I don't want to do that, I can actually drag it in the middle here. You see, or drag it to the other one. So what we'll do is we'll just add a row. And as you can see, you've got single or multiple. Multiple means that we can have a different tab. So if you wanted one for the eco park and one for the properties, you can do that if you would like. Let's go to the single. And we'll just click here to upload. What I'll use is I'll use the 3 images that were sent through today, and we're going to go insert. Okay, but it's not centered, so it can be columns. Let's make that 3 columns. There you go. If we have 4 images or 5 images, we can make it like that. Space in between, we can make it, let's go smaller. There you go, you can see space in between the images now is smaller. The layout, grid or justified, just like that. So you can see, or you can go masonry. Masonry is my favorite, especially if there's different styles. If it's like if you've got a photo of portrait and then a photo of landscape, they kind of fit into like a nice Mozart thing, which is what I prefer. In truth, your link must be a media file. If you go no link or custom link, so let's say you want this image here to link to the the contact page, you would go custom link and then they'll click on it or take them to the contact page. If you don't want them to be able to click on it, you just go none like this. If you want them to be able to load the image and see it properly, then you'll just go add media, a media file. Then when they click on it on the front end, see if it works here, there we go, it will load like that. Okay, and that's exactly the same thing. If you wanted to add a button, you would just grab a button there. And the nice thing about this, and I'll show you this, and if you're going to copy in, next section I'm going to show you now, which is very nice and very fantastic. However, before you do this, always make sure you update. So what I'm going to say is that let's say we want to add a button but want it to look like this button. So what we do is we'll hover over this button, we're going to right click and we're going to go copy. And we're going to come down here and we're going to right click and paste style. As you can see now, all of a sudden it's moved to the middle, and the color and the roundness, everything's the same. But now in previous versions of Elementor, when we've copy and pasted style, the update function wouldn't allow us. So that's what I'm saying. Every time you think you're going to copy and paste style, just do an update first, make sure it's updated, then copy it and see if you can update again. If it doesn't allow you to update, reload the page. That's why I say update before copying and pasting, so you're not going to lose all your work done. All right. So if you're working on the page and you realize you want to click and edit the header, you can hover over the edit header and edit with edit header there if you wanted to, which we're not going to do. That'll be in another video. And then same thing applies with the footer, down like here. All right. But that is how you would edit your front page and actually any other page. I will create another image. I will create another video for the Eco Park to let you know how to update the gallery. But as you'll see on that one, it's going to be exactly the same way as to edit the front page. I've just refreshed the page, and as you can see, everything is being put back to normal. All right, in the next video, I will show you how to edit the Eco Park page.